第121回ワールドシリーズは日本時間25日に開幕します。対戦カードは連覇を狙うドジャースと1993年以来の世界一奪還を目指すブルージェイズです。日本時間25日、第1戦の舞台ロジャーズセンターでブルージェイズのマックス・シャーザーが取材に応じました。通算221勝を誇るメジャー18年目の右腕は日本の投手育成について、日本の先発投手の育成法には大いに感銘を受けている。日本では先発に120球を投げさせて育てるが、アメリカでは球数制限が厳しく、皆が全力投球型になってしまっている。その結果、故障者が増えているように感じる。日本のように投げ抜く力を養う文化は素晴らしく、そうした投手がもっと増えることを期待していると語りました。また、ドジャースの大谷翔平がナ・リーグ優勝決定シリーズ第4戦で見せた投打にわたる活躍についても言及し、パフォーマンスを称賛。次世代の野球少年たちに新たな道を示している点を高く評価し、大谷のファンであることも明かしました。これらの模様を日本語字幕付きでご紹介します。
I mean, what he's doing on both sides of the ball is unbelievable to be able to see this. I think it's great. And I just hope that little leaguers are watching him dreaming of this and want to do that. All I hear is about stories of 9 and 10-year-olds just trying to be pitcher onlys. That drives me nuts. Like, no, be a baseball player. Go out there and play, hit, pitch, do everything. Play multiple sports. And so I hope he sets a tone for the youth here of not just being a pitcher only when you're 9, 10 years old. No, be a hitter. Try to be multi-sport. Try to be multi-positional and do that. So that's why I think he's great for the game, and hopefully the kids are seeing that.
Right, right. Obviously, you are facing Otani tomorrow. His last game was pretty impressive. It's kind of a dumb question, but what's the impression of him and how are you going to try to neutralize him?
He's a special player. He can do damage on both sides of the baseball, but it doesn't take away the fact that we're in this situation too for a reason. So just going out there and being ourselves, and if there's adjustments that we need to make to try to neutralize him, we'll make those adjustments.
How would you pitch to your teammate Shohei Ohtani?
I mean, it's a tough one. I'm going to plead the fifth.
Throw up the hands, the four, and just send him to first base.
Maybe starting with spin, maybe change up, something like that. I don't know. He can kind of adjust to everything, so it's not easy. I think I'd have to try to get him to chase, because if you put it in the zone, there's a good chance it's not coming back.
Try to get him to swing and miss. I mean, you really don't want him to hit the ball. He's got a lot of power, and he also has contact, and he's fast. So hope for swing and miss.
I would probably go cutter up and in, fastball up, off, and then if he doesn't swing at that, then I would try to back foot a slider. That being said, I have seen him hit all of those pitches at one point, so I think it's the best way to pitch him. I don't think it's a surefire out.
If he's hot and he's rolling, I mean, there's not a whole lot you could throw him. I think the one thing with Sho is that when he's in the box, he's probably the only guy where it's kind of scary when he swings, because he swings so hard. You got to try and get him to chase, and if he doesn't chase, then he's probably going to first base. I mean, I think that's your best bet when he's hot.
I just think it's almost impossible to pitch. Did you see what he did the other night? Those pitches shouldn't be hit.
The game he had last week, I just don't even comprehend. I'm a fan of baseball, and just watching him it's awing. It really is. The fact that in Game 4 he's pitched in the top of the first. He doesn't even go into the dugout. He takes his glove off and starts putting on his hitting stuff, and then he hit a leadoff home run. It's just, I just don't understand. Sometimes you just make sure it's not a machine under there. Sometimes he's special, and I'm just glad that I'm alive, and in this generation that I get to see Shohei.
Does Charlie want to grow up and be you or him?
I'm going to go with everybody wants to be Shohei.
Most people don't see what Shohei's doing in between and underneath, and it is so hard to do. He's two different people. I don't know if there's words to really just to describe Shohei and what he does day in and day out. The in between the starts, while he's hitting. I was marveled at the fact that he was rehabbing Tommy John last year and doing 50-50, and then now I'm seeing him pitch and hit 50 more home runs, and now he's doing it on the big stage, pitching and hitting, and then the game he had last week, I just don't even comprehend.
Y Otani, ¿cómo es para ustedes tenerlo ahí en el clubhouse, tenerlo como compañero, saber lo que les puede aportar?
Grandioso. Cuando uno puede tener el mejor jugador de la historia del béisbol en el camerino de su lado, pues es algo grandioso. Y uno siento que cada vez que uno juega un juego, uno sabe que uno está viendo historia.
How many times did you tell Shohei hitting 3 home runs in a game is not a big deal?
None. What he did was pretty special. Even though I like to joke around, what he did was pretty special because I've done it, but I've never been on the mound at the same time. So he topped me off. My 3 homers were pretty close to the wall, and his were pretty close to the parking lot. So,
John, we asked you about pitching to Judge in the DS than Cal Raleigh last series. How different is Shohei from them, and how do your lefty relievers kind of mesh in the puzzle of Shohei?
Yeah, I think they'll all kind of be part of the puzzle. Elite talent, obviously. I think you have to be very mindful of when the top of the order is coming around, right? We've talked at length about how to treat it. We've talked at length about when to do this. And you got to read the situation, you know what I mean? I mean, they have a great team. They have 3 Hall of Famers at the top of their lineup. So you got to pick your poison a little bit, but you also have to understand that I think you look at Game 4 of the NLCS, I think we're talking about a totally different kind of animal here that can do things on the field that not many people can do, with all the respect in the world for Aaron Judge and Cal Raleigh. So we'll be mindful. I do know that, and we'll try to give them as many different looks as we can.
TV, World Series on Fox. Game 1 tomorrow night. We got Dodgers, Blue Jays. You talked about it with KB on the broadcast, that Shohei game the other night.
I think it's one of the greatest sporting achievements ever. I think what he did with 10 strikeouts, 3 home runs, one of those balls going out of the stadium, and then leading his team like he has, coming back from that elbow injury and performing the way he did is just absolutely incredible.
Hey, welcome back to First Things First. Tomorrow, World Series begins on Fox as Ohtani and the reigning champion Dodgers take on Vladdy Jr. and the Blue Jays. Game 1 of the World Series. Coverage begins tomorrow, 7 Eastern on Fox. Coverage now in studio. Commissioner Rob Manfred. Commissioner, thank you very much for joining us. Pleasure. Congratulations on what looks to be a wonderful World Series.
Yeah, we're really excited about the World Series. We've had a great playoff run-up. 2 really good teams, real international flavor to it, so we're excited about it.
So I want to dig in on the international flavor of everything. First 2-country World Series since 1993, and then I saw there are 13 international-born players: Canada, Cuba, DR, Mexico, Venezuela, Japan, of course. Right. Can you talk about how the game has grown globally, and this just feels like a true World Series?
Well, you know, it always starts with players, right? And we've been fortunate to get players from around the world: Korea, Japan, Venezuela, the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico. But we've made a huge effort in recent years to take the game to other countries. Opened in Korea, opened again in Tokyo. We've played in London. We've been to Mexico multiple times. And that's how you build an international audience. And for us, the investment has really paid off in terms of viewing audiences. Really paid off.
One of those players internationally, of course, Shohei Ohtani. Did he just play the greatest baseball game ever?
Yeah, it was some baseball game, I have to tell you. You know, I think that when you think about Ohtani, the 2 words that always come to the top of my mind is two-way, right? You know, some people have hit 3 home runs in postseason games, Reggie Jackson being the best example. But, you know, to pitch like he pitched and hit 3 home runs at the same time, I just can't imagine somebody else doing it. Now, hopefully, you know, he won't turn out to be a unicorn. Maybe we'll have another one someday. Cool. But he is a really special player.
Quickly along those lines, and because I've asked, ever since he got in the league, I've asked ex-players or current players this: do you see that maybe for a few players at least becoming something they can do? Because it's not unusual at the high school level to have a great pitcher who also is a phenomenal hitter, but then they get directed into one or the other. Do you think that he could change that?
You know, I think that when you see a player like this who accomplishes these things, He clearly provides an advantage when you think about it, right? I mean, he's an offensive player and a pitcher at the same time. That people will be more open to the idea that this is possible. I think the limiting factor, like it always is in athletics, I mean, this guy is an unbelievable physical specimen. I mean, his physical tools are so impressive.
So, Commissioner, I'm a Kansas City Chiefs fan, and they're obviously a dynasty, and I love it. But I'm a Chiefs fan. Some people are more fans of parity. I think dynasties are what across sports has always driven the most interest. You're rooting for it or rooting against it. So I guess it's a two-part question. One is, in your opinion, if the Dodgers win, are they a dynasty? And your feelings on dynasties in your sport.
Yeah, I think we're only talking about are the Dodgers a dynasty because we have gone so long without a repeat winner.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, I don't think two does a dynasty make,
Right.
not for me. Look, I think really good teams, and the Dodgers are an extraordinarily good team that win multiple times. Kind of can cut both ways. On the one hand, it drives interest because it creates, the David versus Goliath kind of matchup. On the other hand, when it appears to fans that one team is out there by themselves, particularly in a game like ours where we play every day, we got to fill the seats every day, that can become a problem too. So it really does cut both ways.
Commissioner, just quickly back to the Dodgers. Ohtani is obviously like the big international star. Right. I'm a big Mookie Betts guy. Is there anybody else that you have your eye on? Freddie obviously was the big star last World Series.
You took my answer away before I could. Look, I think in a lot of ways, Freddie is the heart of that team. He is the glue that holds them all together. Obviously, Mookie's a great player in his own right. They're blessed. I mean, they just got a lot of great players on that team. But I do think, the fact that Freddie played through what was a really tough set of injuries last year, kind of made him the heart of that team.